Hi there. Today is February 25th, 2025. Here is an update in the grow room. So over here we have Kohlrabi in the back. I've got Arugula here, which is doing great. I've got some kale here, which I've been pulling off of recently. You can see I've been harvesting leaves and it's been growing in quite well as the Perpetual spinach. These have been going in and I've been getting those too. In here, this is a white icicle radish. It is still growing, so we're gonna see how big that's gonna get. I started this one 12/18 and transferred it to the cracky jug on 1/26. I had two of them, but only one of them really took. So let's see here, but it's not bad looking. It is growing out of the side of the sponge, so I have to keep pulling it up so it doesn't get too stuck. There we go. And then over here, we've got the 3 Merlot lettuces, which are doing great in their new bucket. And then this is the Tatsoi, which I really like these, especially in my breakfast sauteed. I find them to be very yummy. They're kind of like little baby bok choy. And now over here, we have a new one to us. So we have never had ground cherries before, but I had seen a few recipes using them, and then I saw the plant, which is super cute, and I like to grow unique food. So when these start growing, they will produce little lanterns, little paper lanterns, and inside the fruit will grow. So that's really cool, and I can't wait to see how that comes along. And back here is a Lesia pepper. Sown that on January 18th, transferred it on 2/22. It only had a few leaves. It's got a few more now and seems to be doing quite well. And let's see here, take a look. So yeah, it's developing some roots, as is the cherry. Everything looks good in there. Next up is going to be the Sugar Bond pea pods. Now, I did take about 6 or 8 of them off of this plant this morning, making the total around 20 pea pods so far. And if you look down there, it is still growing. There's still new growth coming in. I see some potential pods coming in. So we're going to let it ride and see how long it goes. Now, over here, I have the 2 cucumbers. So this one is the Be It Alpha. And that one over there is the China Jade. Now, the Be It Alpha has not met my expectations. I have a lot of male flowers, and I think I only wound up with 2 or 3 cucumbers that tried to come in on it. As of right now, there's, where is it? It's under, there it is. So we got this one here, but I'm not sure if that one's gonna take or not. If this one doesn't take, I'm gonna go ahead and terminate this plant and set up a new bucket with some other plants in it. I have some tomatoes, some basil, and some parsley I have to transfer, so might do a bucket of those guys. However, over here on the China Jade, we've got lots of cucumbers. So there's a decent sized one right there. There's another good sized one there. There's one coming over here. There's one here. All in all, I believe I spotted 6 or 8 cucumbers on this one, and they seem to be doing well. None of them have died off. I have been clipping off the male flowers as much as possible, so I'm not sure if that's made a huge difference or not, but that is something of note. But pretty excited. These guys look good, and I can't wait for them to actually ripen up and we can finally harvest one and try out our first hydroponic cucumbers. Over here, we've got the Chinese pink celery, the Mizuna, and here are the Chinese cabbages, Hilton cabbage. And yeah, I really like the Chinese Hilton cabbage, especially in my breakfast, like stir-fry veggies. I'll take some of this, some of the kale, the Perpetual spinach. I even eat the leaves off of the Kohlrabi. I'll cut them up into strips, so to speak, and saute them with a little bit of butter and put them in with like an egg and some rice. It's very tasty and nutritious. The pink celery over here wound up sprouting all three of the seeds that I put in there. Let's see if you can see that. So there's 1, 2, and there's the third one. So I'm not sure if the reason why the stalks are so thin is because it's overcrowded. I will try the pink celery again. I'm gonna let these grow out for a little bit, and then I'm gonna dehydrate them and turn them into celery powder. The taste is very potent on these. I tried eating one by itself, and it was quite the taste. The Mizuna, I typically put that on salads, and it is doing really well. It is going crazy with growth here. Probably start pulling from this one soon. Now over here, we've got a special request from the hubster. So he asked for me to grow a melon. And as you can see here, I've got one melon there. And where's the other one? And oh, there it is. And then okay, there, got both of them in the same shot. So I've got 2 melons on this one already. I transferred this over on 220, looks like 220. Yeah, I haven't done an indoor melon yet, so very curious to see how this little experiment goes. I probably won't let this get too terribly big. I might let it grow out a few feet. I don't want to trellis it, so I want it to be able to stay relatively in this area of the bucket for now. If I see that it's really prolific, I might go ahead and make up some sort of a tomato cage or some sort of a trellis like I do with the tomatoes. Over here is this is the Hans Gelb Top Tomat, and this is the Lily Lease, and both of them have flowers. Some flowers there, some flowers under there. So pretty excited about that. I tried these before. They didn't take. Neither plant survived. So the fact that I've got them adult enough to put off flowers is pretty dope. And last but not least, here is my Tiny Tim, which apparently I mistakenly thought was a determinate plant, but it's putting off a whole nother round of flowers, and I'm getting more tomatoes. I probably pulled about 2 dozen or more off of it already. So the fact that it's putting out more tomatoes is pretty all right in my opinion. Let's see here. What else do we have? Here's a fun thing that I've got going on. So this here is the top of the China Jade. I figured I was going to try and see if I could get some roots to grow in. So we have nothing yet, but this one here came off of the Monica, if I'm not mistaken. And look at those roots. That looks good. So this one will probably get its own bucket soon. But I like doing this. It's really easy. I didn't even use a sponge or anything. It's literally just sitting in there. It's being held with tape to cover the top. And so probably gonna put that in its own bucket in a day or two. Maybe should have removed the cucumber, but I wanted to see how it would go. But I do see 1, 2, 3, 4 new baby cucumbers. So we'll see what happens. Well, that's all for today. Thanks so much for stopping by Flying Doodle Homestead, and stay tuned for more updates.